Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube fam? This is Sammy Leggett here representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys another review from Tiff 2024. I'm talking about The End. The End was directed by Joshua Eisenheimer, Tilda Swinton, Moses Ingram, Michael Shannon, the amazing George MacKay, if you've seen 1917, amazing actor, Lenny James, and the cast in and of itself is just so good. Now, the backdrop of this film is you have the family. You got Tilda Swinton playing the role of the mother. You got Michael Shannon playing the role of the father. George MacKay playing the role of the son. And the son, for the past 20 years, literally grew up in this bunker. And everything on the outside world is in an apocalyptic state. No one can come in and out of this bunker that they've been fortunate enough to be able to live in, right? But certain people, like people that kind of help around the house, people that are kind of overseers, so to speak, that's where you have certain characters like Brona and Lenny's character. Lenny's character is more so like the doctor. But the family is very eccentric because of the circumstance that they're in, of how long they've been down there. They have no outside resources, and they also have no outside contact. Now, one day, one girl comes up to them asking for refuge, and that is Moses Ingram's character. And you know, the son, like, he's heard of everything from the outside, from books and from word of mouth, but this is his first time of exposure to that, and that is the basis of the story. Now, one of the things I kind of liked about the film, the actors. I mean, the actors are fully immersed into their roles, where like you see certain ticks, like Tilda Swinton's character, she's got like this eccentric nature about her, and it's a lot of mistrust and anxiety and paranoia, whereas like Michael Shannon's character is like a lot of guilt and life and exploration, but at the same time very timid. Whereas like George MacKay's character is an amalgam of the two. Like he has a lot of these tendencies from his mother's like reactiveness in a negative way, psychologically. But then he's an inventor. He wants to help. He wants to care and love, but he's also missing out on those basic levels of communication from a human standpoint. And I think that when you add Moses into the mix, she plays off of them so well from a chemistry standpoint. Functionally, they are so dysfunctional that it makes it so much more entertaining. And so she just really busts all this up. Lenny James' character, this is the first role I've seen with Lenny James where I really disliked his character. Like, I understood it, but I just really totally disliked his character from top to bottom. It was interesting. Like, one of my favorite characters, honestly, is Michael Shannon. Like, as much as a lot of the guilt falls to him from some of the things that happen in this film, like, I really genuinely was intrigued by some of his reactions. I think the star of this is absolutely Moses on so many different levels, because not just are they acting off of each other, they're also singing, and this is also have musical numbers. And I think their musical numbers and interpretation of certain actions is to be commended. I mean, I've seen a film in Tiff earlier that did this in spades and much higher level, was Amelia Perez. But the numbers they do in this is done really well. And also the way that they kind of shoot this, it's all set in this bunker. There's no outside anything. And then when they do see the outside, you see like a tube that's kind of coming by from like air pockets that's kind of going through. And like, that's the only moments you see. And it almost like this tube moves like a wave, and then it kind of comes through. You don't see anything else but this tube in the outside bunker. And it feels like they might as well be on the moon. If they said in the film like they're on the moon, you would actually probably believe it if that was like a twist in the film. Other thing that I thought was really fascinating is kind of the way that the narrative kind of goes. From the very beginning of it, you're kind of like left with this impression like, oh, okay, what's going on? What's being left to who? But as it continues to go, like, you finding like this is worse and worse and worse. And I think it's this downward spiral. The only thing that I would say from a negative standpoint is the pacing. The pacing falls flat in certain sections and pockets where it's a slow burn with a decent narrative, really good actors, but it's not as engaging that you would hope. And I think that lends itself from an entertainment standpoint like something a little bit lacking at times. And I think that some of the the reasons why that is there's really a lot of exposition to kind of describe certain aspects of people's past and like also what things are happening and also the transition of time. It gets kind of muddled at times. But I do think it's a good film. I definitely think you should go and check it out. I'd rest this at a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Highly recommend you go and check it out. Definitely worth the watch just off the acting presence alone. But let me know what you guys think of the end. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you guys so much for watching all of our content from Tiff 2024. We got a lot more coming. I'll tell you guys later. Peace, people.